Back now at 8:19 this morning on Today's Mom. Is it ever okay to lie to your kids? Well, sometimes it can backfire, like when Phoebe on Friends finally learned the truth about her favorite movie, Old Yeller.
Happy family gets a dog. Frontier fun.
Yeah, but Phoebes, what about the end?
What, when Yeller saves the family from the wolf and everyone's happy?
That's not the end.
Yeah, that's when my mother would shut off the TV and say the end.
What about the part where he has rabies?
He doesn't have rabies, he has babies. That's what my mom said.
Now there's a new survey by Parenting Magazine that reveals that a majority of moms lie to their kids, and 85% of moms say they do it to get out of social obligations, to get out of certain social obligations. We've got Rachel Fishman-Feddersen. She's the editorial director of parenting.com, and we have Jennifer Hartstein, a psychologist, joining us. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
So let's take a look at this. Your magazine actually says, you and your team say that telling lies to your family is sometimes, you say, the right thing to do. Example.
Well, you know, there is the thing called a little white lie. If you're protecting someone's feelings, if you are finessing certain issues that revolve around, let me put this delicately, the magic of childhood, Santa, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy. There are certain situations that require moms to choose their words carefully.
Okay, is it grown have you looked at the survey? Because you did a survey and you found that 85% of moms, as I just mentioned, admitted to in a recent parenting survey that they've lied just to get out of social obligations. But have you found in your survey that parents will lie to their kids more regularly than just, for example, the items you just mentioned, in other words, on a daily, weekly, monthly basis?
Well, if you're a mom, for the modern mom, her life is very, very full, very frenetic. The schedule is paramount. So if you, for example, are at the park and you have got to leave and you have a toddler who's a limp noodle and who will not get off the ground and the car's a half a mile away, it may just be easier to say the park's closing than to have a whole logic-filled discussion about why it's essential to get out now.
Okay, so Jennifer, well, you want to weigh in on this? You're a psychologist. I mean, how do we expect our children to grow up to be honest as teenagers if we routinely lie to them?
Right, and so we were talking about this before, it's a really tough challenge because there are these fibs, as we might want to call them, excuse me, that might allow us to get out of situations, that might help us. But what we're saying at 4, we're not going to say at 14. So we want to start to really think about what the lies tell, what they give to our children, and how they are going to really help them, because we do want to protect the fantasy of childhood, and there are times we have to do that, and we do want to teach them how to be honest and polite and kind and real.
I remember the fury of my son when he started to question whether I was lying about Santa Claus. He was absolutely furious about this. You can actually have some difficulty depending on the nature of the child. But part of this is that the Today Moms, actually on our Today Moms website, we also asked moms about lying, and 51% admitted to lying to their kids in this past week. And the question is, they tended to lie more to their children, according to our polls, than to their spouses or their friends. In other words, you know, there seems to be, but don't kids get it? Don't they sort of know? I mean, they're smarter. Aren't they smarter than we think they are?
They see what you do. Your children see what you do, so it's important that you set a good example and that you be a good person. We all want to raise good people. So, you know, you can't do that by not being a good person yourself, but, you know, like I said, for modern moms with so many pressures and with living their lives in so many different spheres, on Facebook, on Twitter, with their friends, there are just... Keeping things moving, like I said, is essential, and sometimes...
And I think sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. So we can always rebuild the relationship.
Slippery slope. Thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you so much. And also, Jennifer, for your information this morning. And for more, head over to our Today Moms blog at today.com.